Does your child struggle with taking responsibility for their actions? Whether it's forgetting to complete a task, blaming others, or avoiding consequences, teaching kids accountability is a crucial part of their development. Accountability helps children understand the impact of their actions, take ownership of their mistakes, and grow into responsible individuals. In today's video, we'll explore effective tips for teaching kids accountability, helping them build strong character and learn to make better decisions. With the right strategies, you can guide your child toward developing personal responsibility and making positive choices. Five tips. How to teach kids accountability for their actions. Tip 1. Set clear expectations and boundaries. Before a child can be held accountable for their actions, they must first understand what is expected of them. Clear rules and expectations help children know what behaviors are acceptable and what isn't. Establish clear rules. It's essential to clearly define the rules and expectations in your home. For example, you need to finish your homework before you can play, or, you must clean up your toys after playing. When children understand the rules, they are more likely to take responsibility for following them. Discuss consequences. Make sure to explain the consequences of their actions in advance. For instance, if they don't complete their homework, they might miss out on playtime. If they forget to clean up their toys, they might lose privileges for the next playtime. When consequences are clearly communicated, children can connect their actions with the outcomes. Be consistent. Consistency is key. If rules and consequences are not enforced consistently, children may struggle to understand the importance of accountability. Stick to the consequences you've set, even if it's difficult or inconvenient. Tip 2. Lead by example. Children learn by watching the behavior of the adults around them. If you want your child to take accountability for their actions, you need to model that behavior yourself. Own your mistakes. One of the best ways to teach accountability is by admitting your own mistakes. When you make an error, whether it's forgetting an appointment or losing your temper, acknowledge it to your child. For example, "I'm sorry I got upset earlier, I should have been more patient, and I will work on that." This shows your child that making mistakes is normal, but taking responsibility for them is what matters. Demonstrate problem solving. When you face a challenging situation, involve your child in the problem-solving process. For example, if you missed a deadline, explain how you'll address it, such as by setting reminders for the future. Showing your child that you take proactive steps to correct mistakes teaches them how to handle their own challenges with accountability. Tip 3. Encourage reflection on actions and consequences. Helping your child reflect on their actions and the consequences they lead to is a critical part of teaching accountability. Ask reflective questions. After an incident, ask your child reflective questions such as, "What happened? How do you think your actions affected others? What could you have done differently?" This helps your child recognize the connection between their actions and the outcomes, fostering a sense of responsibility. Discuss the impact. It's important to discuss how their actions affect others. For example, if they broke something, explain how it makes other people feel. "When you broke the vase, it made me sad because it was special to me." This helps them develop empathy and recognize the real-world impact of their actions. Promote self-reflection. Encourage your child to think about how they can handle similar situations better in the future. This teaches them problem-solving skills and helps them take accountability for their actions moving forward. Tip 4. Use age-appropriate consequences. Consequences are important when teaching accountability, but they must be age-appropriate and meaningful to the child. The goal is to help them understand the consequences of their actions, not to punish them. Natural consequences. Whenever possible, allow natural consequences to occur. For example, if your child forgets their lunch at home, let them experience the discomfort of being hungry at school. Natural consequences help children connect their actions with real-life outcomes, which strengthens their understanding of responsibility. Logical consequences. In some cases, you may need to apply logical consequences. For example, if your child doesn't put away their toys, a logical consequence might be that they won't be able to play with those toys the next day. The key is that the consequence should directly relate to the behavior and help them understand the impact of their actions. Avoid over-punishing. Consequences should be balanced and fair. Over-punishing or being too harsh can create resentment or fear. Instead, focus on teaching your child why the behavior was unacceptable and what they can do to make it right. Tip 5. Reinforce positive accountability. While it's important to address mistakes, it's just as important to praise your child when they demonstrate accountability. Positive reinforcement encourages them to take responsibility in the future. Praise responsibility. When your child takes accountability for something they did, praise them for it. For example, "I'm really proud of you for admitting that you didn't finish your homework." That shows a lot of responsibility. Positive reinforcement builds their self-esteem and encourages them to continue taking ownership of their actions. Acknowledge efforts to correct mistakes. If your child takes steps to make things right after a mistake, acknowledge that effort. For instance, if they apologize for something they did wrong or help clean up a mess they made, praise them for working to fix it. This reinforces the idea that making things right is just as important as taking responsibility in the first place. Create accountability opportunities. Give your child opportunities to practice accountability in daily situations. Whether it's chores, homework, or managing personal belongings, giving them the chance to be responsible teaches them that accountability is a part of life. Teaching kids accountability for their actions helps them develop important life skills that will serve them well as they grow. By setting clear expectations, leading by example, encouraging reflection, applying appropriate consequences, and reinforcing positive accountability, you can help your child understand the value of responsibility. Remember, accountability isn't just about correcting mistakes, it's about teaching your child to own their actions and make better choices in the future. With patience, consistency, and love, you can help your child grow into a responsible and accountable individual.